It is a wild case of mistaken identity. A 66-year-old woman falsely arrested at gunpoint outside her Phoenix home, taken to federal prison in Florence on a 2-decade-old parole violation for bank fraud.
ABC15 investigator Jennifer Kowaleski broke this story, and tonight she has new information and insight, raising even more questions about how federal agents made such a major mistake.
Case number 24-5070NJ.
You're listening to the newly released audio recording.
United States of America versus Carole Anne Rozak.
From inside the federal courthouse in downtown Phoenix.
Before the court for initial appearance on
the first time we're hearing the initial court hearing and key details at the center of 66-year-old Penny McCarthy's wild case of mistaken identity.
Ms. McCarthy has cooperated with the fingerprints, the DNA sample.
The hearing lasts for less than half an hour, but what was said in those 14 minutes raises even more questions about decisions made by federal law enforcement.
I'd like to know why this person was arrested as Ms. Rozak.
That's the judge asking the same questions Penny's been asking for weeks.
I'm a senior citizen that got picked up at gunpoint in her front yard and taken to prison.
We first interviewed Penny back in March, shortly after her initial court appearance we're just now hearing for the first time.
I'm right about here.
Back then, she described the clear show of force as U.S. Marshals arrested her at gunpoint outside her Phoenix home.
They're hanging out the windows, and then they're out the doors, and they're pointing rifles at me. All of a sudden, I'm on antidepressants, I'm on blood pressure medicine, I'm on medicine to sleep at night, all because somebody didn't do their job right.
Federal agents accusing her of being an ex-con.
Just days after our investigation, the case against Penny was dismissed. And perhaps more importantly, the federal government admitted it made a mistake. Penny never should have been arrested. She was not Carole Anne Rozak, not the person seen in this mugshot from 20 years ago, not the Oklahoma fugitive federal agents thought she was. How are you doing?
Depends on the day.
More than 2 months since her arrest, we went back to Penny's house.
I'm terrified that they're going to arrest me again. And because my stuff's now in the system under the name Carole, I'm going to wind up back in prison.
We also shared the audio we recently obtained of her initial court appearance.
So I have that recording.
Okay.
And I wanted to play it for you.
Okay.
The hearing happened a day after Penny was arrested.
This is a 25-year-old supervised release violation.
Which brings us back to that critical question from the judge.
I'd like to know why this person was arrested
Me too.
as Ms. Rozak.
Yes.
Me too.
And now listen to the response from the federal prosecutor.
And that's a fair question, and one I had, is that I've been provided some documents, some open source documents that suggest that the person that they found was Carole Anne Rozak.
Then, a key moment, the federal prosecutor, in front of Penny and the judge, admits that evidence.
That is not sufficient to go forward with a hearing.
Then the prosecutor explains some of the details that led to Penny's arrest.
It is strictly based upon information that they had, Facebook postings, information from the pre-sentence report that was generated in 1999 that led and some aliases.
I want to see what you arrested me with, other than my Facebook picture. It was obvious that it was a cluster and that everybody knew somebody messed up bad.
And on the topic of messing up, again, here's the judge.
Let me just clarify regarding the fingerprints. Her fingerprints have been taken, and did they match Ms. Rozak, or they're still pending?
The deputy U.S. Marshal in Oklahoma originally told us there was a glitch in the system, somehow causing Penny's digital prints to match the wanted fugitive. But a day after Penny's arrest, in court, the prosecutor said this.
They're still pending. The marshal that I just talked to within the last 45 minutes who's not qualified to make that assessment, looked at them.
yet it was qualified enough to put me in prison for.
A full fingerprint analysis would confirm what Penny knew all along. The fingerprints weren't a match, and the federal government arrested and detained the wrong person.
The only answers we're getting at this point are from what you do. It should be embarrassing for every level of it.
Penny wants answers, and we're committed to getting them for her. But so far, the U.S. Marshals Service has declined our multiple requests for an on-camera interview. In an updated statement, the agency said it continues to conduct a thorough review of actions taken by U.S. Marshals regarding the fugitive investigation of Carole Anne Rozak and subsequent mistaken arrest of Penny McCarthy. The agency said that a preliminary review found federal agents followed proper procedures. We will continue to push for accountability. I'm investigator Jennifer Kovaleski, ABC 15, Arizona.
Jen, thanks.